Hello and welcome. In this video we'll check out the process to machine this part. We'll be creating this part in two setups, part 1 and part 2. Now in part 2 we'll be using ISCAR's chatter-free carbide end mills to rough and finish this part, and we'll also be using Mastercam's high-speed toolpaths to take advantage of the increased feed rates we can use with these chatter-free cutters. Now this is the 1/2 inch diameter chatter-free 3-flute carbide end mill in action on this part. The Mastercam toolpath being used here is 2D high-speed dynamic area. The depth of cut is 1/2 inch. Now the maximum RPM on this machine is 4000 RPM. The cutting feed rate that you're looking at is 133 inches per minute. Let's take a look at the two setups to machine this part. For the first setup, the material blank has already been face milled on the bottom surface. The first setup will face to thickness, spot drill, and ream the 3 holes. The part will be held in a machine vise for this set of machining operations. Now the second setup will be to transfer the part machined in part 1 and locate and fasten the part to a fixture to complete the remaining operations. Let's check out the machining of this first setup. That's part 1. Now the part is loaded into the vise, and to begin with a face mill is used to machine the part to thickness. Following the face mill operation, the 3 holes are spot drilled. The holes are then drilled 23/64 diameter, that's 0.359 diameter, and the holes are being peck drilled. And finally all 3 holes are reamed 0.375 diameter, and we're feed in, feed out for a good finish on these holes. Let's check out the second stage now. Now the material from part 1 is secured to the fixture using 2 shoulder bolts. X0, Y0 is the center of this hole. Now Z0 for part 2 is the top of the fixture. Let's check out the cutters used on part 2. I'll be using ISCAR's chatter-free end mills, 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch diameter to rough and finish the pockets and contour of this part. Now this is a screenshot from the ISCAR website, and these are the details of the 1/2 inch diameter chatter-free end mill. They are designed to maximize material removal while minimizing tool wear. Now this is the 1/4 inch diameter chatter-free carbide end mill used to finish the large and small pockets. This is the chamfer cutter used to machine a small chamfer on the edges of the part, and it's a 1/2 inch diameter carbide. The center drill is used to engrave letters inside the large pocket. Let's check out the machining of the second setup. That's part 2. The Mastercam toolpath being used here is 2D high-speed dynamic area. I'm using a 1/2 inch diameter ISCAR chatter-free end mill to rough the large pocket and machine around and finish the top surface of the 0.875 diameter boss using the island facing function, as it's at a different height. A helix entry motion to sink to depth is being used here. The pocket depth is 1/2 inch. Now the top of the boss is being machined. Now after the pocket, I use the same chatter-free end mill to rough the outside of the part. Now the Mastercam toolpath being used here is 2D high speed dynamic core. The depth of cut is 0.7 and the feed rate is 133 inches per minute. The 1/2 inch diameter chatter-free ISCAR end mill will be used to finish machine the outside profile using the contour toolpath. So here's our roughing operation, and next up this is our finish contour toolpath. And there's our contour complete. Now up next, a 1/4 inch diameter ISCAR chatter-free end mill is used to rough and finish the small pocket. Now the pocket depth is 0.187 and helical entry motion is used to sink to depth. The feed rate here is 100 inches per minute. Now after the small pocket has been rough machined, I use the same chatter-free end mill to finish machine the boss and the large pocket. Now this is completed at 2 depths. Here comes our second depth. As you can see, we're climb milling around the boss and climb milling the inside pocket. Now this is the small pocket being finished machined. And this is the chamfer cutter used to machine a small chamfer on the edges of the part, and it's a 1/2 inch diameter carbide. And finally, a center drill is used to engrave the word Mastercam in the large pocket. And nearly finished off our letters here. And we're all done. And here's the completed part. Now that completes this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be talking with you soon.